Here, Modi. Can you go online and see if you can hear Modi on this?
Yeah. Here we are live from Performance Park Turn, a little late after the under 15 trophy celebration. The presentation, just 5 minutes gone down the round. Making goals just after 2 goals. James Murray, James passes it down, James comes in, and line goes well. Down the wing, and forward the line, goes inside, returning down the wing, gets the ball. And we get in here. Tracy.
Try this one.
Ball goes, make the goal. Making turns, have a look at the goals. Half hooked. People keep it in. Back, quick cross for the ball.
Yeah, maybe.
Over the line. Again, 6 minutes 40 seconds down. It's 1-1 trim.
And come in and just talk into that the line then. So nearly 7 minutes gone. Trim 1-1, line 1 point. Doesn't go to the sideline put. It's James Murray on the stick. Just wasn't able to react quick enough. Line ball to the line. And we get a minute. We'll run through the team.
Could you just do that for 2 minutes? I just have to do something. Just you do it for just 2 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Walking down to Luke ball. Jimmy picks up the loose ball. Forward towards Mikey Cole. Mikey, good touch. Can't quite get a second attempt. Can't hand it off. Turns on the left. Quick puck out, what's the centre forward, loads of time and space in the middle of the field, and a good score. Peter Farrell, goes to the wing. Right over the line. That last point was Josh Harris, not Joey Cole. Take your time over the sideline put. Grab strike to Jimmy Higgins. Jimmy goes for a tackle. Carries the ball forward. The loose hand pass forward to Tracy. Tracy gets the head up. The ball down the line. James Murray. James off the left. It's going to drop short. People passing it. Goes on the right wing. Johnny McGee contesting this. Actually very well, Shawnee. Hands it off to Jimmy. Jimmy has a shot at the goals. Coming on the right. It's going to go right, I think. Yeah, it's right and wide. And his third wider, yeah. It's from 1-2, line 2 points. Ryan calling to the ref or something. Substitution coming in here straight away for Killyon early in the game. One of the lads picked up a knock, so it's well, that's Keegan coming on. Geegsy coming on. It's certainly not Adam Gannon. Yeah, I don't think Adam Gannon would appreciate that, but yeah, Adam Farrell coming off for Killyon. Yeah, he was involved in a big collision here with Joycey about 2 minutes ago, just on the sideline. Joycey's probably hurt as well, but he won't no.
Trim full back line. Luke Moran grabs it, second attempt. Ball down the right wing. Over James Murray's head. Jason's not going to get there. Biggsy reads it. Goes down the line. Full forwards out in front of Luke Moran this time. Goes back. Good tackle by David Worth there. Klein still come out with the ball. Putting good pressure on the ball. James Murray gets his hand on it, hands it back to Davy. Davy down the lane. Intercepted. Worky battles first. Bit of a pull back from Mark, I think. Worky gets a good hand in. James Murray gets his hand free. Does well. Joycey in space. There's loads of time. We could have carried it forward. It's over. No. Short. We'll go down the right side again. So Shawnee McGee. Same result. Shawnee catches again. Hands it off to Dimmy. Dimmy doesn't go for goal this time. Straight back to Joycey. Joycey in his left hand. Gives it off to James Murray. James puts it wide this time. Fourth wide for Trim already. Just 11 minutes gone. 2 into the keeper's hands as well. It's Klein very quick with the puckouts. Great catch. Sorry, Fleming. Straight down towards Mikey Cole. Bino get out in front. Bino, no. A little bit tussle there for the ball. Ryan come out with it. And he's turned back into trouble. Should have kept going. Good pressure from Trim. Joey across towards Mikey. Mikey just couldn't gather us. Ryan keeper comes out with us. Oh, dangerous ball. Goes right down all the way to the full forward. Bad strike. David Murray intercepts. Davey down the line. Towards Bino. Great ball. It's going to run wide. From fifth wide. And bring in Fergal Lynch. Fairly frantic there. Fergal, another quick puck out there from the line.
Yeah, fairly frantic just even getting set up here at the minute, Woody. I'm not sure if you got to mention it, but a great under 15 performance from Trim in the Ted Murtagh Cup final. Just had a very comfortable win over Navan O'Mahony, so we apologise for late coming to the game, but yeah, it's a dominant opening from Trim, but as you said, they've hit a few wides, dropped a couple short into the goalkeeper, so they're allowing Killyon stay in the game, just a goal separating the sides, and the Trim need to convert their superiority into scores here.
Intercepted it, but Ryan got it. Still got a shot in. It blocked down. Sean McGee comes out with a good ball from Sean to Josh Harris. Josh gets the head up inside to Kieran Rourke. Kieran can get his head up. He wants to beat his man. Comes in into pressure. Comes off to Shawnee McGee. Shawnee on the left side. Good ball in. Bino's out in front. And away from Bino. Put money on Bino. Put that over now. 6 points or 6 wide for Trent. And the line very quick with the puck out. Good pressure this time. Josh is out in front. Can't quite gather it. And come out with it. Again, they're going short through the middle. Working. Can't quite gather this one. Good shoulder by Jimmy Higgins. Good pressure from Trim on the ball again. Probably take the free referee. Joycey. Oh, it's straight blow there. Mikey Cole, time in space. Mikey. Across towards Bino. Bino. Good save for the keeper. Bino, another chance. And Bino puts it away at the second time of our score. Something that started here in front of us. Hopefully we didn't catch anything on camera.
Did my best to try and get that for the viewers, but I was more interested in watching the good play.
There was a late strike on Joycey and I didn't see anything after that.
Yeah, there was more, considerably more after that, but we were following the ball. And
with Bino finishing the goal.
Yeah, so gives Trim a bit of a cushion now that their dominance deserved. It's getting a bit physical now, and a couple of wild tackles starting to go in, and you can see that the intensity that Trim have brought to this game has rattled Killyon earlier on, and they've left the stick in a couple of times, they've followed through a couple of times, so referee Kieran Flynn will have his hands full here now to put a lid on this and try and get a little bit of control back in proceedings, because that wasn't the pretty sight that went on here. There was another late hit when the ball went down the field there, and just as the player went to strike the ball over the bar, there was another a late hit into his back. So Kieran Flynn just needs to get a bit control here on the game. And
got a bit heated there now, and there was another wide from Trim. 8 already.
So there's I'm not sure if this is a blood sub or what it is. It's a helmet. It is a temporary substitution, alright. So former Trim footballer Frank Foley, who is acting as a physio for the Killyon team, just helping the player off there, but it's a temporary substitution. So
Flynn's after brandishing a yellow card, but I'm not sure in whose direction it was. The man that's gone off.
It could have been and anybody that saw it probably deserved it. Anybody that saw the yellow card deserved it. So it's another point for Trim there.
That's over the free. Joey Cole was on free duty last week. Pino now this week. One goal on in the middle. Oh, Harry Cottrell with a good stick out in front. Kieran O'Rourke's picked up a good few loose balls already. Goes down the line towards Mickey. Mickey gets out in front. And hands it off to Jimmy. Jimmy gets the head up. Goes down the line to Bino. Bino can loosen up his hand. He can get a goal on here. He's going for a point.
Oh, it was a poor wide from Bino. He started the game like how he finished against Blackhall last week, where he got 3 points in a row from successive puckouts, but he should have really scored that one. Here go Trim again.
Josh Harris with the shot, and this one does count. Good score by Josh. Josh's second point of the game.
So good intensity from Trim and plenty of pace to the game, considering a lot of these lads played on Wednesday night as well. There's plenty of intensity in it.
Danny Coleman gets a good strike on that down the line. Joycey, no thank you for it, maybe run towards the line. Giving a line ball through now. The line might have been entitled to free there. James Murray going to take this.
So
a lot of youth in the Trim team tonight for Harry Cottrell, Gary Fleming, Danny Coleman, Joey Cole, Mike Cole, James Murray, Josh Harris.
Yeah,
all the lads under 20.
Yeah, it's great to see it, and as we said earlier on,
15
on top, yeah, Trim, we were only saying it that even the under 15s that won today, I think we're going for a water break now. The under 15s that won this evening have been dominant at under 12s, under 14s. And you would expect them again this year to be dominant at under 16 level. Of course, that was the 2020 under 15 competition, but Trim have been dominant at underage hurling for the last few years. So it's great to see these lads coming through now, and really are some exciting prospects there. But it's nearly 20 years since Trim won a senior hurling championship, so the time is about right for them to. Well, it will be 20 years this year since they won one, so the time is right for them to make that breakthrough at senior level and get over the line again.
Yeah, so we're at the first water break here. It's Trim 2-4, Killyon 2 points. I'll just run through the Trim team very quickly. In goals, Peter Farrell, full back line, Harry Cottrell, Luke Morn and Gary Fleming. Half back line, Danny Coleman, Kieran O'Rourke and Sean McGee. Midfield, David Murta and Jimmy Higgins. A half forward line of Joey Cole, Kieran Joyce and James Murray. And a full forward line of Josh Harris, Mikey Cole and Brian Dowling. So 2-4 to Trim, 9 wides, and Killyon have 2 points on the board. They've also a couple of wides. But yeah, as Fergie was saying, we were late because of the under 15 final, a comprehensive win for Trim. The highlight, I suppose, Aaron Ennis. How many points did he finish with?
Well, Aaron would have been proud, but it was his son Kyle, who 15, maybe 16 points in an under 15. He was amazing striking. You know, you wouldn't see it in some of the strikes in All Ireland final day in Croke Park. He was very composed, very assured, and when you see a 15-year-old kid scoring 15, 16 points in a game, I'm not sure if he missed a free all game, but he also 4 or 5 of them points were from play as well. And he set up Trim's second goal, which was crucial in just giving that little bit of breathing space when the early stages of that game were quite tight, but Trim running out 3-22 to 6-point winners, I think, in the end. So well done to Trim under 15s. So a bit of discussion going on between the referee Kieran Joyce, or Kieran, two Kierans, Kieran Joyce talking to Kieran Flynn. Flynn being the referee and Joyce being the Trim player.
Start with a puck out from Killyon. 18 minutes gone. Look well to that half forward, he's out in front. Goes long again. Luke Moran has been mopping these up so far. He bats it down with the hand. Gary Fleming can't get this one. Trying to get a shot in and blocked down by Luke. So 65 for Killyon. We don't have a team sheet for Killyon, so I'm not going to be too hot with them around tonight. Steady himself. Pretty much straight in front of the goals. That's the distance anyway. And over the ball. Third point for Killyon. 2-4 to Trim, 3 points for Killyon. Peter goes long early to James Murray. Just over him. Killyon win it. Down towards Gary Fleming again. Gary gets the hand up. Breaks it down. Turned over to Killyon. Peter Farrell's ball is going to drop in short. Peter gets his hand on it. Tracy called very early for that. Peter finds him. And Clayton Keegan sweeping up. Goes down the line with his left hand. Luke Moran's out in front again. Luke started very well here. Luke goes back inside to Peter. Good call from Peter to let him know he was available. Peter gets the head up. And again he goes for Joyce. I think it's going to be too long again. Jimmy Higgins wins the break. Off Jimmy's chin, I think. Right ball's fine. So we seem to have calmed down a little bit. The water break was well timed.
Yeah, it was like a time out into the naughty corner for both sides just for a couple of minutes, and it's had the desired effect anyway.
Good strike. Yeah, it was over Luke Moran's head this time. Kieran Orr, who has also picked up a good few breaking balls already, picks up another. Plays it inside to Danny Coleman. Danny has plenty of time here, gets the head up, hands it off to Jimmy. Jimmy, nice little shimmy. Goes down the left wing towards Bino. Yeah, goes over the man's head. Bino hands it off to Joycey. Joycey puts back inside. Back to Bino now. Bino has a bit of time, gets the head up. Shot a goal. Yeah, thanks for Bino.
Started
service resumed.
Yeah, started well. Bino, he's showing out in front. He's winning a lot of ball well, and just one stray effort, but he's back on track.
Again, Killyon very quick with the puck out. Peter Farrell drops it. Breaks two, Trim on Shawnee McGee. Shawnee winds the left. Down towards Bino. Bino gets the call, but it's broken away from him. Bino wins it back. Does very well and gets the hand pass all in the one motion to Joycey. Joycey trying to get it, James Murray can't. Danny Coleman's out in front this time. Can't get her at the first attempt. He has men inside of it. Yeah, good pass by Danny. Inside to Jimmy. Jimmy loads of time. Not the greatest of strikes. Mickey Cole's out in front. To James Murray. James gets the head up. Good score from James.
Yeah, James is another one of that younger crew, and as a younger brother on that under 15 team that we spoke about as well, played very well. Dara Heffernan deserves special praise, was excellent as well for trimming that under 15 game.
Picks up another breaking ball, hands it off to Shawnee McGee. Shawnee takes his time, back to Rocky. Kieran has off on his left, hands it off to Joey Cole. Joey puts the head up, plays the ball into the corner. Josh Harris is going to have to chase this one. Full back comes across, can't gather it. First or second attempt. The third, no, good pressure from Josh. Very good pressure from Josh Harris. The Killyon do eventually come out with it. Breaks free again. David Murphy has a chance to get an tackle and he does. Killyon get the clearance in. Goes in towards Gary Fleming again. Breaks in behind him, Shannon McGee covering. Shannon, 9 ball is it? 9 ball is strong. Listen, have breath again. Coming up to 23 minutes gone. 2-6 to Trim, 3 points to Killyon.
How would you compare this game, Molly, to last week's performance against Blackhall? They allowed Blackhall stay in the game by conceding frees. They seem to be a bit more disciplined tonight, Trim.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose the one thing that stands out so far is we need to be a bit more alive of the quick puck outs. It's wide for Killyon, it's only the third wide of the night. 2-6 for Trim. I suppose the one thing that was a feature last week was how much ball David Murphy got a wing back. Killyon are a little bit tighter on that now today. As you said, a good few of these lads played football the other night again, so it's going to be 4 games in 9 days. It'll be interesting to see what changes are made or how long lads last.
Yeah, we'll do a tally at half time just of the lads that did play in the two.
Davey can gather it. Can he hand it back off? No, he's going to take a point. Good Kobe Davey.
He's enjoying that midfield role tonight. He was wing back last week, but took a score there well. And
similar to last week, we're scoring in bursts again. That's in 4 points in short order there. Shot took out. Joycey grabbing the stick. Still cleared. Beats Sean McGee. Good hand pass out. Price from Benny Coleman. It's close to that post. It's waved wide. It's tight. Trim with a quick puck out this time. Peter was very quick with them last week.
Yeah.
A little bit slower to make. He was very eager to take quick outs on Wednesday.
He was too quick. He was too quick with the puck outs last week, and he got pulled up eventually on it. So he's probably learned his lesson from that.
He can't gather it. Dimmy, the loose ball. Danny Coleman gets a stick on it. Killyon come away with it. It's going back to Shawnee McGee. Shawnee bends. And on his good side, off to Joey Cole. Can't gather it at the first attempt. Gets the head up. Sees Bino inside. Good ball with Joey. Lovely touch for Bino. He's in here. On the left. It's a lot of steps.
Yeah, thanks to Jenny Tiernan there, just pointing out that a lot of Killyon lads would have played football on Wednesday night as well. We're not making any excuses for Trim, Jenny. We're actually impressed with how fast and how intense the level is in this game, despite the lads having played football. So there's no excuses been made for them. But you're welcome to our coverage, Jenny. And we should have got you in on co-coms. You might have been able to identify the Killyon lads for us.
If she wants to message in the Killyon team, it would be much appreciated.
Yeah.
Like Dimmy picks up the loose ball, takes a shot from the middle of the field. That's out to the right and wide.
At least we know you can hear us.
10th wide for Trim. This ball breaks out towards the right hand sideline. David Murphy picks up the loose ball inside to Rocky. Rocky gathers it. Back to Davy. Very short there. Davy. Good strike down the wing. Bino's out in front again. Can he get there? All towards the end line. Bino does get to keep it in. We'll keep it out to the right wing. 26 minutes gone here. 2-8 Trim, 3 points to Killyon. In towards the middle. Harry Cottrell coming out in front again. Gets the stick to it. Joycey calls for it. Goes down the left wing. Joycey passed without looking there. I think he must have seen something there a few seconds ago, but Josh Harris maybe had just been off the pitch getting a little bit of attention. Come out with the ball. Hand it out. I think he's lining up for a shot here. From a long way out. And that's wide. Yeah. The ball into the full forward line might have been a better option there. Peter Farron, quick puck out. It's Joycey right in the hand. Joycey gets the head up to Bino. Bino takes his man on surely. Good cornerback play. Bino still makes time for himself. Shot and over the bar. So that's 2-9, 3 points. Just over 27 minutes gone. Ball breaks free towards Josh Harris. Josh down the line. He's overhit that. It's going to go out wide.
So a good return for Bino. What is he, 1-4, 1-5 so far?
Yeah, 1-5 I make it. Yeah.
Trim 12 points to the good. We're not at half time yet. It's been a fairly dominant performance so far from Trim.
Oh,
Just
took his eye off that one.
need to keep it ticking over.
Gary Fleming wasn't sure where to go with the hand of the stick, went with the stick, broke to himself, knocks it off to Dimmy towards Shawnee McGee. Shawnee has loads of time and space towards the town end and over the bar by Sean. Good score.
There's 2 more subs coming in now for Killyon. 17 and 18 coming in.
Midfield and setting again into forwards. Let that back, James Murray intercepts it. No, the line man does well to win the ball back. Bit of a rough form there. Good pressure from James Murray and Mikey Cole. Breaks free to Killyon again. Killyon will take the free again there. And Mikey Cole ends up with the ball now. Killyon gets a little heated there. Kieran O'Rourke has the ball, driving forward. Hands it off to Joey Cole. Joey. Straight over the bar.
We may, good job we're coming up to half time. That naughty corner could be utilised again for the.
Yeah, I think Killyon were probably entitled to a free there, and
Yeah, a couple of
tempers raised again.
couple of one-handed swings. You know, in a ruck of players, it's you don't have much control of a hurl when you're swinging one-handed. So it would have been a fair call, all right.
Just approaching half time now. Trim 2-11, 9 3 points.
You know,
That's 40 seconds.
the referee is mic'd up to his umpires. I know he had all his gear tonight with him, so between
It's a long strike from the full back. It's going to land in around Luke Moore again. Bounces right in front of Peter. Into his hand. Peter over Shawnee's head. Davy Murphy's going to win it. Killyon man comes out with it. The new man in, 17. Goes across the goals and right. Killyon mounting up the wides as well. That's 6 for them.
I think he's given a free in here for
yeah. Pulling the jersey, I think he signalled there. Jenny's having a go at the team here. It says Stephen Quinn will be in goals, David Raleigh and Tosh Raleigh. Free in for Killyon now.
it looks like Giggsy, is it? Okay, Vegan? No, it's not.
No, straight over the bar. 2-11 for Trim, 4 to Killyon. Very quick by Peter, and the referee's happy to let it go. Mikey Cole, loads of time and space, and straight over the bar.
That's Route 1 hurling at its very best. Quick puck out from Peter, straight down to Mikey Cole, straight over the bar.
A difference in refereeing as well, right? The referee last week was very tight on the quick puck out. And
Yeah.
we're a bit looser this week. Both sides doing quick puck outs this week. Down the line towards Bino. Good tackle by his man. Mikey's out in front, can't gather it this time. JC is sold it on me. Then towards Gary Fleming, gets half a stick in. Killyon come away with the loose ball. Jimmy Higgins in, getting a good tackle in. Another shot at goal for Killyon, moving forward. And that is down to the left and right this time. And half time.
It's half time now, yeah, so it's 2-12 to Trim, 4 points to Killyon. It's quite comfortable there, but just when you're remarking about the quicker puck out, I think it's a very definite ploy by the Trim lads to, when a ball goes dead, to get out beyond the 20-metre line a lot quicker than they had been doing last week. So they're getting out quicker, and for doing that, then the referee, can allow the quick puck out. Last week, Peter was trying to puck the ball out when lads were still inside the 20-metre line, and Mark Riley was pulling it up. But a very dominant performance, 14 points lead for Trim, so it's quite impressive so far.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-12 to Trim, 4 points to Killyon. No, Fergus says we keep going.
Keep going,
so we keep going.
I'd be afraid if we cut it off now, we mightn't get it back on. Our technical director is gone home, so John Andrews gone home. I'm sure he's sitting in a dark room somewhere listening to how we're getting on. But yeah, just to run down through the Trim team there, Maudie, we're on about the amount of dual players, and it's their fourth game in 9 days. So you would have Peter Farrell would have played in the Intermediate Championship wing the other night, as did Luke Moran. Kieran O'Rourke played. I think Dimmy didn't play the other night. Kieran Joyce came on as a sub. Josh Harris played. And Bino played. So
not that many actually. No. Mike Cole has made a few changes, and he's brought in the younger lads this evening to rotate the squad. Mark Malloy, of course, is not playing. Played the 3 games.
Yeah, it's going to be a hectic schedule over the next few weeks. We spoke about it last week with the championship starting, the second team championships, Premier Division in football starting at the end of the month or early next month. That it's going to be hectic on a lot of lads who have to play and in these cup competitions. And Trim, of course, have 2 teams in the hurling cup competitions as well. So that's going to make huge demands on players to play multiple times per week, and it could get to the stage that by the end of a 6 or 7 week period, a lot of these lads will have played 10, 12 games in 6 weeks, which, you know, we go on about it being an amateur sport. It's a huge commitment and a huge effort, and we're all up here nearly every evening of the week, and you can see the same faces, and lads are really working hard this year. For the hurlers, the focus is on the senior hurling final on that first weekend in August, isn't it? The 8th of August, I think it is. So that's what the minds are focusing on, and they look sharp there tonight.
Absolutely. Well, you know, the intensity from both teams is quite good there tonight. You know, Trim are dominant on the ball, but I think Killyon, you know, the tackling is there. They have 8 wides, as I've said already. The game could be a bit closer. You know, the level of fitness the other night in the Trim Castle game, I thought was outstanding from both teams, you know, in the second game of the year. Championship draws are on Sunday, so that's kind of when everyone, you know, kind of cranks up another gear in early.
Yeah, it starts to get a bit exciting when the championship draws are done, and you know who you're going to be facing, who you have to beat to try to get to advance in the championship. Now the hurling is a little bit more straightforward in that you have an A group and a B group. So the A group, you know who you're going to be playing in that A group, and the 4 teams are going to come out of it. I suppose it's just the draw will be made, and you will find out who you're playing in the first round. So it does give that opportunity to focus the mind. The football championship is obviously very different. There'll be 4 groups of 4 in the intermediate football championship that will concern Trim. This year is slightly different to last year's condensed championship in that there will be quarter-finals this year, so the top 2 teams from the 4 groups will come out, as opposed to just the winners of the group last year. So there will be marginal room for error, but not a whole lot. And Trim got a good test in the football the other night from Oldcastle. After a comfortable win over Drumbarra in round 1. It was very definitely put up to them the other night, and something that will do them no harm at all.
And I suppose when we were talking about hectic schedule, I think we might give a bit of credit to Vicky Douglas and the ground staff. 2 games on the main pitch here tonight. We had a couple of games out on the other pitches, and it's you know, being involved in the pitch booking, it's fairly hectic at the minute. So we also give a shout out to our main sponsors, SuperValue, for all the support.
Yeah, and just when you look down, you pan down to the back pitch there, the floodlit pitch. You know, normally at this time of the year, it's had that much football and that much use. It's almost like scorched earth, but it's immaculate. It really is a carpet down there, and I suppose it's one of the benefits of lockdown and having no games for a substantial period there, that the pitches here were given a good chance to recover, and they have that now. And I don't think anybody would mind if they end up getting scorched earth again over the next few weeks. So when we have football back and hurling back at full tilt. Good to see Kit Mitchell there as well. Kit is a real stalwart of Killyon. I think he's been involved with Killyon for I won't even speculate how many years, but it's multiples of decades, both as a chairman, selector, or player before that. It's great to see him looking well. Kit was in ill health for a while, but looking well, Kit.
Yeah, well said, Fergal. And Trim only tacks her away from the puck out. Joycey loses the stick, kicks it along the ground. Killyon come out with it. Strong run. Half block down, or half hook for James Murray. Harry Cottrell comes across trying to intercept this. Killyon come out with it. Full forward, back out, the centre forward. A shot. Straight over the bar. Good start for Killyon.
Yeah, they needed that, badly needed that. As we said, 14 points down at half time. You might need to start working in a few goals.
Peter very quick again. To Sean McGee. Joey Cole, back to Shawnee McGee. Shawnee gets the head up. He's gone a bit long here for Mikey. Mikey's in a foot race. Full back, covers across well. He's going long down the wing. Oh, good catch. I think he might have been taken to a free there. Good block or hook from Sean McGee. To Josh Harris. Oh, Josh batted about by the keeper. Bino went with it with one hand. I think Bino was on for a goal there. Killyon have changed their keeper at half time. 16 is on. Danny Coleman is out in front. Great catch by Danny. To Joycey. Joycey gets the head up. Has a shot. Time and space, and he's put it wide.
I think that's still Stephen Quinn in goals. I think he might have just been wearing 16 even, and maybe he wasn't. But brilliant block down by Sean McGee. Getting a bit of sympathy there from Frank Foley, and Liam is out.
Two physios retired.
Two physios for Sean, yeah. But super block down now. It really was good bit of skill. And Trim will be looking just to settle back into the rhythm again. And as you said, they're scoring in bursts, so it seems to be barren spells, and then 3 or 4 points in a couple of minute period, and then another few minutes of barren spells. So they just need to find that consistency to knock the ball over the bar to complement all the good work.
Josh Harris has dropped back here to cover Shawnee while Shawnee McGee is down. Oh, he's drifted forward again. Joey Cole has come across now. Peter Farrell barking instructions from the back.
Question there, just with breaking news. Well, there is a bit of thing here that Bernard Flynn and his entire Meath under-20 management team have resigned their positions in a dispute over the availability of players. A couple of the lads on the senior panel, Bernard is not happy that they mightn't be available to him for the championship. He's claiming that they won't be available, so he's badly missed. Well, it's out there, and also a comment coming in that John Andrews is sadly missed from that commentary, which makes me suggest that this might be John Andrews submitting the comments himself. Killyon on the attack.
I hope John has gone home for the lozenges after his performance in under 15 hurling game.
John has gone for liquid lozenges. He has a table for 6 boot somewhere, no doubt.
Peter goes long towards James Murray. James gets a good hand up, gets batted away. Killyon in the breaking ball. Straight hand pass, still finds the man. Turning shot, good block down by Harry Cottrell. Into Gary Fleming, very good on the high ball.
The sound is okay, John, just if you can let us know there.
Sean Gee picked up the loose ball, out to Harry Cottrell. Harry down the lane towards Davy Murta. Gives you in. Strike the ball from the long way out from Killyon. This one, another wide. Fergal, Harry Cottrell's been good in the first 2 games for Trim.
Yeah, very impressed with him so far. Again, these lads have come through an academy of hurling here in the club with brilliant coaching. So it's just a reflection of the work that's gone into to these young fellas, that they certainly don't look out of place in senior hurling.
No, absolutely not. There's another youngster in the second year now, Mikey Cole, just after having another wide for trim. Going down to the middle, Gary Fleming comes out in front this time. Gary did very well there. Leaves it behind him though. Dimmy picks up the loose ball. Bino's out in front, good ball from Dimmy, good hand from Dimmy, or from Bino. Loose hand pass though, Dimmy can't control it. Sean McGee comes across, a little late there. Gary Fleming comes out. He had Gary beaten there and went back to beat him again. And he's put it over.
It's an unbelievable score. He's a diminutive corner forward, but he certainly knows where the posts are. That was an outstanding score off his left from that tight right hand corner.
Incredibly quick puck out from Peter again to Sean McGee. Went forward to Bino, to Joycey, back to Bino. Bino a bit of time. It's going to be short, I think, is it? No, it's going to be over the bar. Another point from Bino. Good score.
If you kept a tally on Bino's return, he'll be demanding that statistic at the final whistle. He'll know it exactly. Yes.
He's racking up quite a total for the year after 3.5 games.
He knows what he scores, but he likes to let other people tell him as well. So he's playing well, Bino. Oh, another poor strike there. Must be the dozen wides for Killyon at this stage.
It's 10.
Yeah, that's a dozen in my book.
Mikey Cole's out in front. Hands off to James Murray. James. Yeah, again, good interplay between the two who have played underage together, James and Mikey. Josh Harris intercepts this one, gets a stick up, gathers the loose ball, goes back towards JC. JC controls it well in the stick, goes out to the right. Davy Murta. Davy down the line to Mikey. Mikey hands it inside to Josh. Josh needs a bit of time. Bad strike into the keeper. He's coming out this side to the clubhouse side to the right wing. Johnny McGee's under it. Ball gets stuck in the ground. And he come out with the ball. Slightly late from Dimmy there as well, I think. Full forwards getting out in front of Luke. Luke passes him out. Good speed from Luke. Sideline ball to Killyon, I think. Yeah. 7.5 minutes gone in the second half. Trim 2:14. Killyon 6 points.
Yeah, I think it could be a long 22.5 minutes for Killyon, the way it's just shaping up. They haven't made any inroads into that deficit. There's still 14 points between the sides. Now, granted, they haven't fallen any further behind and they've held their own this second half, but you'd fear for them now if Trim just up the tempo again.
Good work again from Harry Cottrell. Yorkie picks up the loose ball.
Thanks, Jenny Tiernan, number 13 there. That is Harry Smith. A superb strike to the ball for that point earlier. Thanks, Jenny, for that.
Harry. Cornerback gets out in front of Bino. Goes down the wing and in the middle towards. Shawnee drops this one.
There's Harry again. You can see why they're trusting him in there. Size doesn't matter when you're that good. Size is no obstacle really.
Tracy collects the ball, shifts a heavy tackle. Good crossfield ball towards Davy Murta on the far side. Davy back to Bino, can't gather it. Ball down the line, Harry Cottrell, tight again. He's not letting his man win the ball at all, Harry. Yorkie breaks out with it. Shawnee head up, straight into Mikey's hand. Mikey gets a bit of time, turns straight in front of the goals, and the goals go for Mikey. Mikey Cole, another one who's been very good in the first two game and a half. Good puck out. Got a bit of run forward. Can't get it to the Killyon man. Finds Dimmy. Dimmy goes crossfield to Bino. couldn't quite get the angle there to bear it on goal. He's gone into the corner. Back to Davy Murta. Davy can have a shot now. Wide. That's 13 wides for Trim on top of that 215. Well, we said 10 wides for Killyon on top of their 7 points.
Yeah, so you 30 very decent scoring opportunities for Trim and as opposed to 17, so it probably is a fair reflection of Trim's dominance that they have created those opportunities and taken the scores they have.
Jason from in around the middle of the field gets a great strike on it.
Wide ball.
Yeah, it was called early from the sideline that it was a point, but no.
Christopher Smith had other ideas down there behind the umpire down there. I think he's still waving it wide.
Referee, I think, thinks it was a point. He wants clarification.
Now sub coming in. So Josh Harris, I think. Bino going off,
Bino
is
going
it?
off. Mike, and I suppose if you were cornerback after 42 or 3 minutes with the tongue hanging out, you probably wouldn't want to see Mikey Cullen coming in towards you.
No. Might be glad to see the back of Bino though. He did a lot of damage. But Bino put in the shift to 60 minutes at the footballers on Wednesday night, and a good shift there for 40 minutes again.
Josh, great ball across to Jimmy. Jimmy has time around the middle. And Jimmy straight over the bar. Yeah, look, the intensity really has kind of gone out of the game here. It's
Jenny is saying that Aaron Dunn could be in goals now. Maybe Stephen Quinn is gone off.
Jenny's saying I'm right for it.
Jenny's on the ball. No better woman. She knows her stuff.
Well on cross field. Again under Harry Coxwell. Harry comes away with the loose ball. Davy Murta takes over. Hands it to Harry. Harry gets the head up. Good ball inside. James Murray hops away from him though. Joycey picks it up. James Murray, lovely control, and hands it to Joycey. Joycey carries it into trouble and loses it. Danny Coleman does very well, comes in, gathers it, and a good ball out in front of Mikey. Mikey's first chance, first touch after injury, inside to James Murray. Oh, James is trying to gather it. That full back had him lined up, and yeah, I was waiting for the free.
In fairness, he was seeing if an advantage was coming, and when it didn't come, he was quick to blow the whistle. So another Trim sub coming in.
Looks like James Andrews.
It was a beautiful corner. You'd have been proud of that one, CJ.
And James Andrews coming on for Josh Harris going off. Again, another very indicator of Trim's strength and depth here. James Andrews will be on most teams in the county.
Yeah, started last week against Blackhall, and I know he's having a few issues with a back problem, but trying to manage his game time.
Good puck out to the 17 on early in the first half. Down the wing towards Harry. Harry's out in front of Gary Fleming. Good touch on the stick. Jinx back. Speculative effort from Harry.
Hit the
post. Outside the post. Goes wide.
Another serious effort off the left from tight to this right hand touchline.
Harry puts the pressure from the sideline.
Yeah.
Quick puck out to Davy Murta. Davy, Mikey's out in front. Kills it beautifully on the stick. Doesn't fancy it off the left hand, turns onto the right. He pulled that across to the left and wide. Side for Killyon. So getting his helmet.
Yeah, so they've called the man to come off already before the fella that was due to go on was ready to go on. So play resumes with a Killyon puck out, I think. No?
No, you're right. Goes long. Luke Moran's up for it. Ball breaks. Killyon win it. Jimmy Higgins gets a big hit in. So handed out wide to the cornerback. Gets the head up. Left-handed. Good strike. No. I think if the microphone picked up that side, it'll tell you it's gone to the left and right.
Yeah, Trim are very definitely taking the foot off the gas in terms of intensity and effort in and around the middle. They're definitely letting the Slither do all the work. It's mostly long ball stuff at this stage, but I suppose they don't have to apply too much pressure when you're, what are they, 17 points clear.
Good long clearance by Killyon. Harry Cottley's under it, bats it down again. It's going to break all the way to Dimmy. Dimmy plays it out towards the line for himself. Look to Joycey. Joycey's gotten a lot of ball. Back to Harry Cottrell. Harry back to Dimmy. Dimmy carries it forward, hands it off to James Murray. No, James can't collect it. I think he was thinking about the strike before he caught it. Tries forward with it. James put this one wide. Again, quick puck out over to the clubhouse side. Out in front. Gets it stick down on one loop, sideline to the line. Sideline ball to Killyon. And Ryder 2-18 to Trim, 7 points to Killyon. 16 minutes gone. Must be near to that. Second half water break. Long ball in towards the Trim square. Harry Cottrell reads it again.
Very composed in there, Harry Cottrell. He hasn't put a foot wrong.
Davey couldn't gather it and ended up under pressure. Now a ruck is formed. Killyon come out with it. And Kieran Rourke reads it beautifully, comes out with it. 3-on-3 inside. Kieran gives it quickly. Mikey's out in front. Michael Shirley takes his man on. Can't keep his feet. Bats it forward to James Murray. James could flick it on. Oh, James takes a heavy shoulder, plays it forward to Mikey Cole, and Mikey buries it.
Yeah, good clever improvisation by James Murray there just to shovel it on and worked it out then to Mikey Cole and a super finish from 20 metres. So.
Again, James took the shoulder well and played it on, for a young lad.
Yeah, big fella now. Might be a young fella, wouldn't like to be taking too many shoulders off him all the same. But it's, I think that's David Murtaugh that injured over the far side.
Yeah.
Just for that spilled ball, he didn't manage to claim it cleanly. And when you do that and lose ball and leave it bobbling around there, you kind of leave yourself open to a collision. So he's back up on his feet, which is good to see.
Looks like 2 more subs probably coming in.
It's a water break now as well.
Yeah, water break. Water break after 17.5 minutes of second half. Trim 3-18, 27 points, Killyon 7.
Yeah, so
20 point difference.
Yeah, 20 points. Yeah, it's in any man's language, it's a fair drubbing. And it's probably a bit harsh on Killyon because I don't think they've actually hurled that bad. They're shooting, I know Trim shooting has let them down as well at times, but 10 or 11 wides. And they've just been really overpowered through the middle. Trim's pace and intensity has just been too hot for them to handle. But some nice hurlers in Killyon. Obviously, number 13, Harry Smith there is lit up the second half with a couple of brilliant points and hitting the upright as well from a Killyon point of view. But yeah, there's a huge gap in standard there when you think, I know Killyon are missing a few as well, but when you think the Trim are missing their county men, there's no Ian Birmingham, no Ben Holden, no James Toher, Alan Douglas, Charlie Ennis, Conor Quigley. Yeah, so there's huge strength and depth, and what the Cornabonia during the week and this Brendan Davis Cup game is helping develop is that squad depth and the ability that when things are under pressure and a manager finds games might be going against his team, he can turn around now and know he can trust these lads because he's seen them do it in these big games. So it's a great thing to be able to develop this early in the season.
What was it, Fergal, you were saying to me the other night, was it, that the guys who were eligible for the 2020 minor final couldn't be picked for the senior final this year because It's 2020 competition.
20, yeah.
So they're not, even though they might be 18 now, they couldn't be selected for, Joey Cole will be involved in that.
Josh Harris. Harry Cottrell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while those lads are available, they can play senior the week after the senior hurling final. So they'll play senior hurling championship. 2 weeks after the senior hurling final, they'll be able to play Maple senior hurling championship.
We're total a few lads in the same boat as well.
Yeah.
And we start with a line puck out. It's coming up to 18 minutes gone. On the back, can't gather the first time. Strike in at the second attempt. Dimmy has been very good tonight. Goes on the ball with his left foot. 21 line, can't gather it. Comes off Joyce's boot for sideline ball. Sideline ball to line. Around 60 metres out. Shawnee McGee gets a strike, or gets a stick on it, breaks it down to himself. Goes back on the right hand side. Played across the field to Peter Ford. Peter Ferguson's been out tonight. Plays it long. James Murray gets the second attempt. Oh, he beats his man. It was a foot trip there. What do we have there now? Plays it across to Mikey Cullen. Mikey over the bar.
Super point, yeah, another good point there from Trim. A swift move from one end of the field to the other. Jenny Tiernan's back on again. She's obviously dual screening at home, so it's 20 minutes to go and between England and Scotland, and it's still 0-0. But if it's scores you're looking for at Lomans Park, and Lomans Park is the place to be tonight, not Wembley.
JC just fumbles this one. He has time to pick it up. Gets the head up. Cross the ball to Mikey Cullen. Mikey breaks it down. Oh, and the ball rather fortuitously ends up in Mikey's hand. And he hits the beautiful point first time over the bar.
Yeah, you didn't have to see that one to believe it, really, didn't you? The way it just popped up
Mikey's
into his hand.
Entertaining to watch. Expect the unexpected. Is that Conor Quigley there, 29 that's come on?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. The new under 20 manager has released the players.
Yes, yeah. Well, from there's talk that all the players will even walk away, no matter if a new under 20 manager comes in time for the championship. I think from what I can gather, it's
Your sources tell you.
my source, who is fairly reliable, let me tell you. He believes that the players are going to walk as well, so it's not a good situation, and there always seems to be something in Meath. Always seems to be something wrong, unfortunately.
James Murray with the free, with 50 metres out. It's pretty straight in front of the goal. So, shell and peas for James. 3:21 to 7 points. Trim lead. Ball down the left hand side. Harry's missed one. Danny Coleman kind of gets a half a hook in. The line man still has it. Goes back out the field. Quigley with the challenge. Now it has the ball. Harry Cottrell on the ground. Sideline ball to Trim.
Yeah, so seemingly we've been giving Harry Smith a lot of credit. Harry's actually number 5 and well back the field, so it's
I'm blaming Jenny for that.
Yeah, we blame Jenny, yeah, but either way, he's a good player, number 13.
Tries to go across field, doesn't connect with this one. Can pick up the loose ball. Going on Danny Coleman's head. Harry reads it again. Oh, line man does well though. Beats three Trim players. Gentle nudge in the back there, but play on waved. Jimmy Higgins with the tackle. Good pressure from Trim there. Good finish.
Good score, yeah. Killyon lads, shouting for a free, but I think just because 3 players surround a man doesn't automatically mean that you deserve a free. So Trim were disciplined in their defending, and it's definitely been a feature tonight compared to the game against Blackhall Gales. It's been a lot more disciplined in defence.
Connor Quigley comes across. And pick it up. Back to 21. No, he pulled that one. Another wait for Killyon. Peter Farr goes down clubhouse side to James Murray. James, good hand up. Crossfield ball is on if he sees it. No. Not happy with himself.
No, but he can't drop the head and stop working either. You have to.
Ryan Andrews in the appearance out in front.
Yeah, some subs for Trim to be able to bring in Connor Quigley and Ryan Andrews, James Andrews.
Follow the ball in towards James Murray. Loose man, Connor Quigley's coming across. On forward has it again in his favourite position. Good play, Gareth Fleming. Oh, but Gary gets a good stick in. Loose ball. Connor Quigley comes out with the ball. Strays out with a good long stride on Connor. He needs to give it now though. Plays it out towards Ryan Andrews. Ryan might pull on this first time as well down the line. No, he goes to pick it up and takes that shoulder. It's a clean ball, I would say. Yep. Shortly taken, line ball is intercepted by James Andrews. Ball breaks free. 4 or 5 players down for it. Danny Coleman hands off to Shawnee B. Shawnee gets the head up. Mikey Cole is being held inside. Shawnee, I think that's a shot, but it's out to the left and wide. Yeah, so 3:21 to Trim. 8 points to Killyon. 24 minutes 50 seconds gone. A good chance for Killyon here. Connor Quigley comes out.
Oh, brilliant defender.
Brilliant flick away. Comes out to Harry Cottrell. Harry gets the head up. Plays out the wing to James Andrews. James gathers it. Second attempt. Down the line. Mikey Cole puts good pressure on the man.
So it's
Gary Fleming comes out with the ball, finds James Murray. James in the middle of the field. Good strike over the bar.
Yeah, it's just target practice at this stage, and it wasn't. At times it wasn't great, but it was. It's very much one-way traffic, as there's 23 points in it.
26 minutes gone. Short sideline ball by Harry. Inside to Connor Quigley. He's got a lot of balls since he came on. He's giving this one away.
Of course, Killyon, if I'm remembering right, will be operating out of Group B in the Senior Hurling Championship this year. They lost out to Kiltale, surprisingly. We're also in that relegation playoff, so Killyon will be operating out of Group B, where they will be hoping to top that group to get into a quarter-final, and the top 2 to get into a quarter-final.
Andy Dinan picks up the loose ball here. Andy, good pass across. Oh, Mikey tried to hit it first time. His father might tell him he should have taken that one in the hands. Sideline ball to Trump. James Murray, crossfield ball, finds James Andrews. James, the head up. That's going to drop short. Back to the right wing. It's on top of Shawnee McGee again. Shawnee gets to stick to it. Gary Fleming does well, comes out in front, takes the shoulder. Gary could have taken that in hand, he would have shot. Intercepted by Killyon. That's James Murray, I think, gone over on his ankle. Good looks of it. Connor Quigley picks up the loose ball, goes down the wing. Good ball, Andy Dine out in front. I think that's going to go out to the line on wide.
Yeah, so 23 points in it. Just a couple of minutes left. It's this won't need too much post-match analysis anyway. It's 2 minutes left. Yeah, it's probably been well and truly wrapped up at half time, and just the third goal just put the icing on the cake for Trim. They've been very much the dominant side. Some good young players for Killyon and plenty to work on. They would still fancy their chance of coming out of Group B. Of course, you need to top Group B to get up into Group A for next year. And you have teams like Dunboyne who will be in there, which I think Dunboyne will be eager to get out of that Group B, if I'm right in thinking they're in it as well. So Trim, as we know, in the senior hurling final and in Group A for the 2021 championship, have kicked on since they came out of Group B, and it's just vital to be playing in that top tier of the senior hurling championship if you're hoping to make strides. And plenty of young players there for Killyon as well. If they can get back up into Group A, they could definitely improve over time.
Yeah, James Murray has gone off there. He doesn't seem to be hobbling too badly now, so nothing serious there. Because with all the games that are coming, an injury means someone's going to miss a lot of games. Harry Cottrell wins a loose ball again. Still a ruck ongoing. Connor Quigley comes in, tries to pick it up, ball breaks loose. Shawnee McGee comes out with it, going on to his right hand side. Good hand pass by Shawnee into Harry Cottrell. Harry off to James Andrews. James inside to Jimmy Higgins. Jimmy's blocked down. James Andrews wins the loose ball, picks it up nicely, shifts the tackle. He's under good pressure though. James gets the strike in. There goes forward. Oh, heavy collision there, two Killyon man. Mikey Cole, or no, Mikey Cullen tried it off the shoulder. Yeah, those two Killyon man attack were injured. The referee is now halting the play so they can receive attention.
It was certainly a collision and a half, that one, alright.
Just the Trim lads overcomplicated the move there a little bit. Could have kept it simple. It was the fourth goal was on there. So we've gone past the half hour now.
Did you stop that for the water break then?
I did.
So we're into injury time, and you kind of hope for everybody's sake that referee Kieran Flynn just decides enough is enough. Trimmer 23 points clear. The Foley brothers walking off after treating the two boys.
James Andrews, bullet of a ball across field to Mikey Cole. Mikey has run left and right from the middle very well tonight. Back to Mikey Cullen. Mikey, yeah, another beaut from Mikey. Great for Mikey to get back on the field, get some game time after a long time out with injury.
Yeah,
a man that might feature for you, Fergal, as well in the primary, you'd be hoping.
Yeah, we're hoping he can get back to full fitness. Plenty of lads coming off the training with the intermediate team. There's big numbers in there, so there'll be plenty of lads available and chomping at the bit to play in the Premier Championship when it gets up and running.
Long puck out. Ball breaks out towards the right hand side. Steph is the man's name.
Steph, yeah.
Points, yeah.
We reckon he could be from Clonard now, Jenny is saying, but you know, I'm going to take these facts with a pinch of salt at this stage. Oh,
Harry Cottrell. First mistake of the night. Goes for goal. No.
One wide again. So the referee is playing on. He's not showing anybody any mercy.
Thanks to the 14 people that have stuck with us till the end here.
Oh, 45, yeah. 43, it's dipping.
Oh, sorry, it's 43, yeah.
Yeah, it's dipping down. It was up at 60 there for a while. Can't blame them
They
now.
must have heard about the row.
Yeah.
Connor quickly in contesting this one. Mikey Cullen. Mikey comes away with it. Mikey pick it up. No, can't quite gather it. Killyon come out with a third man in. Shepherd's Mikey out of the way.
Eases him, I think eased him.
Gary Fleming has also been quite good tonight. Comes out with the ball.
And there we go. It's the full-time whistle, and the final score is 3-23 for Trim. They've taken down the score pretty quick, not leaving it up there for Killyon's embarrassing, but 3-23 for Trim, 8 points for Killyon. Not really a whole lot more we could say. Very comprehensive, a big improvement in discipline and approach from last week's game against Blackhall Gales. But 2 from 2 for Trim in the Brendan Davis, 2 from 2 in the Curran Abonia. So it's looking well, but plenty of tough games to come.
Yeah, I think the next game in the Cornabonia is Longwood away next Wednesday night. I didn't see the fixture for the next round of the Brendan Davis yet. I would assume it's going to be next Friday night.
And we will also assume that both games will be live and exclusive on Reds TV.
Yeah. If our chief executive John Andrews can confirm that during the week, follow the Trim Facebook page for further updates. So.
Maudie, thanks a million. Brilliant commentary as usual, and we'll talk to you again at our next live broadcast. Thanks a million, everybody.